No, guys, so I am, honestly, fucking knackered. I have had an absolute bedlam last 4 months with work. So do you know what we're going to be doing? I'm just going to vlog. Yeah, I've run out of shit and I can't be fucked sitting. Actually, I did have a really good idea the other day. Anyway, we're going to go back, we're going to go to vlogging. Now, it's a beautiful day outside, as you can see. I'm not going to show you my outside of my house. That's ridiculous. But I am going to walk to the gym. It's about 13 Ks. Go hit the gym, go do a bit of recovery. And we're just going to vlog it and shit like that. This will be interesting. So I would have had probably 3 weeks now where I haven't been going out partying. I haven't been going out on dates. Do excuse the camera rocking. I haven't done too much outside of work. Try and eat well. It's definitely an addiction is what I've worked out. So that's gone backwards and forwards. But in the last 3 weeks, what I've done, I've invested 50 grand into Bitcoin, 25 grand into XRP, and 25 grand into Ethereum. All not bad investments. It's down at the moment. That sucks. Typical. But I made most of my money. I bought my $1 million house, my farm, my businesses and shit. I bought them through either owning the business or investing the money from the business. So I've got a logistics company that does well. But before any of that, I thought there's a couple of brands out there that popped up on my Instagram about 5 years ago. And I thought to myself, I could fucking make them. And they're watches. I thought I could be the next Rolex. So I made about 200 of them, sold them, ended up losing about 3 grand. You don't give a child like me adult money. It's ridiculous. So, obviously, a couple of them worked out. I sold jeans. I was a jean salesman. I thought I could be the next Tommy Hilfiger. That was also a failed attempt. I think I only made like $1 grand out of that. Fucking hate not making money. Now, I'm not supposed to walk through here, but also, I'm not walking around because that adds a lot to my trip. This hurts my arm. I don't know how vloggers do this. They probably have a fucking stick. Okay. Be real sneaky like. No one to be none the wiser. It's all fenced off and shit. Just for reference. There's a lot of paint. I don't know why this isn't opened up yet. It's been like this for months. And it's very inconvenient for us people that like to go on a walk. Oh, I'm glad that wasn't wet concrete I just stepped on. Oh, well, this is just annoying. Fuck. How inconvenient. Hang on, guys. Never mind, someone's cut a hole in the thing. Excellent. Okay, anyway, back to what I was saying. I've had lots of businesses. Bought my houses, all that shit. I don't really know how to vlog, so I'm just gonna waffle. I'm so gonna hate myself by the end of editing this. Anyway, and that wasn't too bad. Not the best, but it'll do. So anyway, that's what I was getting on about. Don't try it, kids. Bad for you. Alright. Yes, I enjoy a cigar. Leave me alone. Yes, I'm also walking. Yes, I'm going to the gym. Probably going to do a walk tonight too. But yeah, no. Money is fun. But you can't enjoy your money until you have a stupid amount. Anyway, I've had 3 weeks off doing no partying. And we let me not brush over that. That's been an insane fucking part. Because it's been as boring as fucking sin. I've honestly not enjoyed any of it. Lost a bit of weight, which is nice. Obviously did a bit more exercise. I feel a lot stronger, a lot fitter. But it's been fucking boring. Oh. And because I've been working so much, now I work 2 a.m. till anywhere from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's a long day, man. Especially because you wake up at 2, so you're fucked when you get home. Even if you get home early at 12, you're still fucked. And I'm going to be vlogging that and shit as well, so enjoy. Now, in my no dating, no vlogging, no partying, no fuck all, I've also developed a love for walking to start with. Like, I thoroughly enjoy this. Fucking sun is beautiful. Look at that bitch. But I've thoroughly enjoyed walking. I enjoy smoking. And I'm really horny. Look, I've been single for a long time in my life. And I've also been a fucking womanizer for even longer. Now, I'm all for womanizing as a man. But obviously, you know, I don't like one night stands. But I quite enjoy, you know, having 4 or 5 girls on the go at the same time. Unless I'm in a relationship, that's a whole different fucking story. But I believe as a guy, you should be exercising your right to have a couple of girlfriends when you're single and young. Also, stretch. Everyone should stretch. Because I've also worked out that because I've been so bored and haven't done fucking anything fun, you know, when you're drunk and going out and partying and shit, you're dancing, you're fucking getting a bit of a move on, your legs and your hips and shit all loosen up. You know, like, you're actually quite limber. When you stop doing that and just start doing, you know, basic exercise like running, walking, and shit like that, you kind of lose that flexibility. And it makes you feel old. Now, I turned 23 last month. That was a really fucking, I don't know why I had it in my head that was fucking nerve-wracking as shit. But it was. And I don't really understand why. But it was. I've prattled on about absolutely everything right now. I need a strict thing to go to. I don't know. I'm just going to tell you stories now. I won't tell you stories about how I've enjoyed making money and shit like that. I took a chick on a fucking, on a cruise. And I met a couple of really good friends of mine. Oh man, we got a runner. I'm not doing this to embarrass myself. I don't really give a fuck, but if she was 10 years younger, I might do her. What? No, don't put that on the internet, Ben. Oh no, I don't fit. Oh, right. Fucking neck is killing me, by the way. Now we're in a forest. Yes, I've got to walk through a forest in order to get to my gym. Oh, don't hold it with this hand. Fucking killing me. Oh. Oh. Anyway, what was that? Cruise ship. So I met a couple of really good friends of mine when we did that. Also, probably where I developed, not an addiction, but my love for cigars too, because I tried so many cigars, it's not even funny. Right, so we went around the entire Mediterranean. Obviously, met the friends, cigars, yada, yada, yada. Now, I'll be honest, I don't remember fuck all of the trip, other than sitting in that cigar lounge. Obviously, bits and pieces, like I remember getting ripped off in Rome and Florence. I paid like 40 Australian dollars for 2 ice creams in Florence. And I think because I was there with a chick. Now, one of my biggest issues I've had my entire life, and it would probably equate to a couple of $100,000 I've wasted. Bear in mind, I'm only 23. So that's a lot of fucking money. I also work very hard, so, you know, fair's fair. I earn a lot of money too. But my biggest issue in life is my ego. And more specifically, my ego when it comes to women. Now, in Florence, obviously didn't ask the price, didn't care. You know, as ice cream, I thought, you know, 15, 20 bucks. Nice, next to whatever the fuck the bridge is, I know nothing about Florence. Whatever the bridge is, I thought, okay, maybe 25. But 40, I think it was 48, because it was 23 euro, which I think is either 48 or 50 bucks, or 40. I don't know, I can't remember what the exchange rate was. But you fuck off. Fucking 2 ice creams, you fucking criminal cunt. Anyway, but I was with a chick, so I'm never going to sit there and say, oh yeah, no, I'm not paying that. The fuck do I look like? Some fucking brokey? Absolutely not. You know, I'm a fucking mafia boss. You know, you don't want to look like some bitch. You want to look like the G, a gangster. You know, I'd sit there and smoke cigars. I would have smoked a couple of grand worth of cigars in 10 days on that boat. So, you know, I thought, fuck it, I'll pay it, I won't say nothing. Obviously, I told everyone else on the boat, bar the chick I was with. Hey, but it's my biggest issue in life. You know, I've flown to Paris to see a chick, and they're like, oh my God, you're nuts. A little bit. I also like to show off. Like, I am a showboater. I love to show off. You know, it's the reason I wear the nice suits. I've got the nice clothes, like, you know. But I'm not really dressed that well right now. But, it's not bad. Like, considering I'm walking 13 Ks, I've still got a good pair of shoes on that are clean. Nice pair of pants. Nice jacket. I don't really need the jacket. The backpack probably lets me down a bit. But yeah, I've got to stop showing off. Here's another example. We went to, took another chick to, where did we go? It was Germany. And what do we do? Stayed at the Intercontinental. Very, very nice hotel. This was in Berlin, I believe. Nice hotel. Quite expensive. It was about $500 a night. That's cool. We go watch Noah Khan. Yeah. Now, I'll be honest. I don't know any fucking Noah Khan song, especially at that point of my life. I think I was like 20. I didn't have a fucking clue who Noah Khan was. Had a lot of depressing songs. Interesting concert. I don't like concerts. I don't like that many people around me. I think it's botted and I think it's dumb. But that's just me. But I paid for it. We went. And there's another couple of grand down the toilet. Another one. Here we go, we're really getting into it now. I organised the date. So I've got a mate with a helicopter. I've also got another mate that's a pilot. I think you can see where I'm going with this. So I promised this other chick that we'd go to a high tea in Melbourne. And I ended up bailing on her. I can't remember why. I think she pissed me off. And I was like, I'm not going, fuck you. So anyway, I felt really bad. I don't want to have sex. So I actually organised with my mate as a pilot. My mate has got a helicopter. Paid all the insurances. Got another friend of mine to custom make us this high tea. I built a table. And it was summer, so we were down the beach. You know, I live in Australia. Everywhere's near the beach. So we go down the beach. I set this up. I get another mate of mine to guard the fucking table. He was not happy about that because he was fucked. He'd worked, you know, like 18 hours that day. But it's a favour for Ben. Everyone wants to do a favour for Ben. It's very handy to have people do you favours, which comes from being useful. But yeah, no, so I organised this date. Got everything in motion. Everyone was locked in. Her dog died the day before. The fuck do you do when the dog dies the day before? Nothing. You can't do anything. Apologies, the camera stopped. Anyway, so dog died the day before. Not only did the dog die, the fucking thing jumped out of her car while she was driving. And I'm like, I've just spent a fortune on, you know, obviously getting the helicopter and paying the insurances and shit, and the fuel and yada, yada, yada. And obviously you can't say anything. But I was like, no, that's all good. Phoned up a different chick, had to take her. Not the one I wanted, not even the one I particularly liked. But yeah, no, horrible idea. Same sort of thing, similar sort of thing happened. I organised flights from where I am to Rottnest Island in Western Australia, where all the quokkas and shit are. Same thing. Something happened to grandma or something day before, or morning of. Had to organise it with a different chick. You know, you organise these lovely dates. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Well, I'm a fighter and a lover. But, yeah, couldn't believe it. Both times that happened. Oh, yeah. But I would have wasted so much money on girls. And I like to give presents and shit because I like seeing their face. I'm not a big fan of receiving presents. I find it quite awkward. I don't really know why. It's the same as like if we go out for dinner, there's like a group of 5 or 6 of us, and I've invited everyone out and shit, I'll just go pay. I'm not splitting bills. Fuck that. That's as embarrassing as fuck to me. You know, I don't work this hard for people to split bills. Fuck. Anyway, that's about all I've actually got to think of. I can think about to prattle on about. So, I'm gonna go just walk, smoke, enjoy. Alright, well, I've worked out I may as well just keep telling you guys date stories, because I enjoy telling them, and some of you might be able to fucking compare them in the stories. So anyway, I remember taking this chick out. Now, I, at one stage in my life, had a very good reputation with some girls and a very bad reputation with lots of other girls. As you can imagine, the girls that I had a good reputation with were the ones that were nice and, you know, pretty and weren't just throwawayable. You know what I mean? But some of the girls that are just throwawayable, not a good reputation. No. And I took this chick out and she goes, first thing she said to me, goes, "Are you Ben Davey?" And I'm like, oh, here we go. Yes, I am. She goes, "Oh, I know your ex." I'm like, which one? This could either work out really bad for me or really good for me. And she said the name and I'm like, oh, why? That's probably the one I've got the worst reputation with. Probably treated that one the best. Fuck. I'm like, damn. Okay, fair enough. So, by the way, this was not that long ago. So it's a pretty recent story. So, I'm like, okay, well, would you like to finish the date here or would you like us to continue? Obviously, she chose continue. I'm like, excellent. That means there's still a chance that this could, you know, turn into something beautiful. Let's put it this way. It did. But it was not easy. Hang on. Must pause. Alright, continue. So, I wasn't drinking at this stage. Or I'd taken a break from drinking. I can't really remember. So, I obviously ordered beforehand for the table. I got a bottle of Prosecco, and I enjoy scotch. So, I ordered myself iced tea because it kind of looks like scotch and tricks me into drinking it. And, you know, feeling like I'm not a piece of shit just trying to get her drunk. That was not the intention, by the way. She did not have to drink the bottle of Prosecco. It was just a gesture. She did drink the bottle of Prosecco. And I did say to her, you don't have to drink it. We can cork it, you can take it home. She didn't do that. She drank the whole fucking bottle. So, I'm like, whatever. It was like a 3-hour date, so it wasn't that bad. But she sits there halfway through and goes, I don't know what your ex is talking about, calling you a narcissistic, manipulative, psychopathic, what else did she say? Psychopathic piece of shit. There was some other words thrown in there, but I can't remember what they are. So, obviously I'm sat there going, ouch, to start with. As I sit there drinking my iced tea, pretending it's scotch. So she thinks we're both drinking. I'm like, manipulative? Not intentionally. But yeah. So, that was one date. Now, I've been on a number of dates in my life. And I'm cool with girls. I've, you know, does not mean I've slept with all of them, by the way. But I get bored. And I like to approach women and ask them out. I think it's good for confidence and I think it's good for business, to be honest. Because if you can approach a girl and she can say no, and you get shot down sometimes really nastily. Girls can be... What's that meme? Those things attached to the boobies can be really mean. And they can be. Anyway, I think it's really good for business too. Because you can actually correlate it into going, you know, if you can't go and ask the chick that you like out, how the fuck are you supposed to go ask someone for $1 million to invest into an idea? Or how are you supposed to go try and sell someone that you know, sell a business that you know's a heap of shit? Because it's a good idea, you just can't do it properly, and you make up a mock-up. How are you supposed to fucking sell that if you can't even go approach a hot chick? That's my logic, at least. Which is interesting, because little looks-see into the life of Ben. There's this one girl. She's a bartender at one of the pubs I go to. And for whatever reason, I can't go and approach her. Well, I can approach her, obviously, to order a drink and shit like that and, you know, order food. But I can't get it through my head. And I've never had this before. But I can't go and ask her on a date. And I really don't know why. It's quite unfathomable to me. And I assume it's nerves. But I've never had this. And I've been rejected millions of times. Millions of times. Millions. Anyway, so that's a little insight into the life of Ben. Yeah. One girl in the entire Australia that I can't approach. No idea why. Maybe she scares the fuck out of me. Maybe she doesn't. Maybe I'm actually attracted to her. I don't know. I really have no clue. I'm going past a lawnmower, so I shall pause the video there. No, I'll take you back to when I was actually doing really well financially. Then I made a couple of really bad decisions, probably put me back in time about 15 years. So, I took this girl out. And this isn't bragging, by the way. This is literally just me showing you how dumb I am. Like, guys, you got to remember, dating should be looked at as an investment, not as fun. You know, it's a horrible way to look at it as fun. And I have changed my tune as I've gotten older. Actually, quite significantly, in truth. And, you know, look, I'm not proud of some of the things that I've done in my time. I'm very proud of lots of things I've done. But I've definitely made a lot of mistakes. And the womanising and shit, that has been a couple of big mistakes. Yeah. A couple of really big ones. So anyway, going back to when I was dating these girls. I was dating about 9 girls at the same time. I know, disgusting, appalling, whatever. And I had genuine feelings for them. Like, genuine, proper, heartfelt, deep feelings. I really liked, maybe pushing on loved all of them. But I'm really bad with names. So, this sounds so bad when you say it out loud. So, I used to name a knuckle for each girl. And when I'd go see them, and they all knew about each other. Never met each other, but they all knew about each other. And they were cool with it. And I used to punch a wall. And that knuckle would go red. And that's how to remember the girl's name. Because there's nothing worse than when you're dating multiple chicks. Hang on. But anyway. Dating all these girls. And I'll be honest. This is why I like business and investing. I am too risk adverse not to be doing something. When my life is going too smoothly and there's no, fear factor or nerves. Also why I went into fighting. If it's just normal life, I hate that. But this last 3 weeks I've really struggled. Yeah, so the last 3 weeks have been mundane, they've been boring, they've been not really hard for my brain to sit there and endure. I have. But it's been really hard to sit there and endure it. And that's okay. It's one of the reasons I've had issues with the law and shit like that over the years. But that's all worked out. Anyway, I'm a good guy. Not too bad. Depending on who you ask. But yeah, no, I'm a good dude. So, I took all these girls. Life was going too smoothly. I was like, I need some chaos. And I quite enjoy a bit of self-destruction from time to time. And only, logical self-destruction. Sometimes I have to self-destruct in order to do something really cool. Or force myself into a position where I can't go back. I've had to do that a few times. Not a good way of living, by the way. Don't do it. But yeah, so I invited all of them to the Crown Casino in Sydney. And flew them all out there. I was already over there. Flew them all out. Got the penthouse. It's like a 6-bed penthouse. And obviously 9 of them, 6 beds. In hindsight, not a good idea, but fucking good story. So I flew them out. They'd never met each other. They thought I was flying each of them individually. They all thought I was just coming to me to go to Sydney and shit. They all rock up there. One by one, they all funnel into the penthouse. And I wait and say, please wait. Within 5 minutes, all of them are in there. I sat there and went, okay, here's the deal. I am dating every single one of you, as you know. Nice to meet you. There's 6 beds here. If you're interested in staying, please stay. If not, I hope you have a wonderful life. I'll pay for your flights back to Western Australia and a car home. And then I went and played poker at the casino. So, I think I had a pretty good success rate in truth. 4 of them stayed, 5 of them obviously left. But we had a fucking blast, man, those 4. They all got along really well. And I dated them for a while longer. It's a big dog, I am. Yeah, no, so we dated for another, I don't know, 3 or 4 months after that, all 4 of us. We all lived in the same house and shit. It was good. Then, again, life got too simple and I was like, nah, we've got to bend off, got to go back to business. And I went back to business and fighting. And unfortunately, I had no time for them, so they all ended up going their separate ways. I wish them all the best with all the love in the world, like I do every girl I've ever dated. I wish every one of them the best and all the best of luck in the world. I don't give a fuck about you anymore, but good luck. Yeah, so there's all my dating stories. Well, not all of them, but there's all the ones I can think of right now. I shall keep you informed as I've got like another hour of this walk, so I've got plenty of time. So, obviously, it's a fucking long walk to this gym, but it's a beautiful day, and look what I'm walking next to. Like, this is literally my view whilst I walk to the gym. Like, are you nuts? This is fucking awesome. Now, guys, we're a bee's dick away from the gym. This sun's really rejuvenated me, man. I feel fucking hyped. No, we're just gonna go do a bit of recovery, a bit of a gym session. That's about it. See you in a bit. Alright guys, gym and recovery done. Now I'm just doing some laundry. And then we're gonna go pick up a friend of my mother's dog. Because she's 72 and this thing has got... she's babysitting her son's dog, you know, it's fucking huge. It's ridiculous, but I'll go walk that stupid mutt as well. Lots of walking today, guys. Lots and lots of walking. Good thing I like it. So, never went on a walk. Instead, decided to just lounge on the couch. That's why you will see none of that. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. Now I've got an Uber coming to pick me up, take me to, chiropractor. Fucked my neck. I think I whinged about it earlier in the video. But yep, nah, he's coming out. So, go fix my fucking neck now. Thank Christ. Yes, I Uber. I hate driving. Alright, chiro done. Now, on to back to trying the dog again. So, by the way, guys, this walk has turned to a run. And this is the dog. Look at him. It's fucking huge. But yeah, so that's what we're doing now. Okay, guys, so we have currently consumed a little bit of alcohol after our walk into town. Yes, we walked the whole way. We definitely didn't get an Uber halfway. So, I decided to, through not my choice, I'd like to throw it out there, but I said that I'll ride a push bike if my friend Angus runs. There he is, running his way home. Bear in mind, 13 Ks, fucking not a short trek. So here I am, push biking with my bike that does 1 gear. Couple of drinks in, drunk enough to fucking think this is a good idea. And there's Angus, plodding along, going hard with his sunglasses. We'll keep you updated. So, we're about 3 Ks down. Angus, still going strong. Me, I'm fucked. I'm ready for bed. But Angus is going strong. Mere 9 kilometres left. It's fuck all for the big Angus. He's an animal. Oh, fucking ball. I don't like hitting them. Also, my front wheel's very wobbly. Nah, going good. Going hard. Woo!